Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to F1 2017 Career Mode. I'm just running you through some more upgrades going on the car. We're getting nicely through this durability phase. Hopefully we should be able to get it finished off by the end of the season, maybe not, maybe the start of next season. But yeah, let's head on to qualifying. You can see we're losing the rivalry there, but we'll try our best.
It's time for today's qualifying session to begin here in the United States. Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas.
Absolutely, it's America time, everybody, and you join us now in qualifying. What I did in qualifying, perhaps wrongly, was skip to the end of the session of Q1, and then I'm going to go out and do, I think I do 2 time laps in the end. Just run you through the quick setup on screen. Again, I don't make these setups myself. I use setups that I've seen, race setups that I've seen on websites and things, and then I adjust them based on throughout the practice session. So with that said, let's hit the track and see what we can do. So we're coming on to start the qualifying lap now, and lots of traffic. Now this is why this is a mistake in my eyes. That I made a mistake by leaving it this late. I should have gone out initially in qualifying, done a single lap, done a warm-up lap, set a banker time, because the traffic I got on this lap was unreal. You can see they're weaving through Alonso and the Sauber, and it just upsets your flow really going into the corners. I mean, this whole section here is very much like Maggots and Beckett's, and if you get it wrong, you lose so much time. And then again, braking for the hairpin, you can see Sainz is right in our way. Yeah, it just shifts your braking points. It distracts you from where you are really, and yeah, I would not recommend going out and leaving it to the last minute in qualifying. Perhaps in Q3 when you're already in the top 10, but definitely not in Q1. And I think I can see specks of rain, so I think that there was going to be a wet session at some point throughout qualifying, so it could have been a good result for us. Yeah, just you can see I'm all over the place now. I've just totally missing the apexes, just totally lost focus for this lap. I think I'll be able to squeeze through and get another lap in. I think I've got enough time for that. The trick then is, have you got enough fuel on board? Can you go for the full 2 laps at max revs? If you can't, then leaving it this late is not a smart move. Thankfully this season I'm not in the fight for the championship hunt, so thanks Jeff. So yeah, it doesn't really make a difference, and we come across the line in the end of the session. We managed to get another lap in. This one was a bit cleaner, but still P17. Really not good enough, so I'm going to go and switch out the engine parts now, and yeah, put some fresh engine parts in. Then we've got some fresh ones to go for Brazil and Abu Dhabi and Mexico and stuff. So we've got 2 sets of fresh engines now for the end of the season. You know, it's just what you got to do when you qualify this low. Perhaps we'll have a similar thing to in Japan, where everybody else has engine penalties as well. We actually end up moving higher than we qualified. Let's see what happens. But yeah, there's the gearbox as well going in, so let's go to the race and yeah, see what we can do from the back of the grid.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Stroll, Kvyat, Romain Grosjean, and Hamilton, Alonso, Raikkonen, Wehrlein, and Sergio Perez, Ericsson, Van Dorn, Renault, and Hulkenberg, Ocon, Magnussen, Carlos Sainz and Valtteri Bottas. Ricciardo and Felipe Massa completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
It's a steep incline into turn 1 that'll help you scrub speed off. There are multiple lines, so be sure to make use of them.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas.
So as you can see guys, we ended up P13 after penalties. It's 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go in USA, and it's a good start from us. We're going to dive right between Ericsson and Perez. Perez closes the gap. We're able to just squeeze through their line on our left, dive down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen. There's contact with Perez but no damage. Perez is through cleanly behind us, and we are up into P8 off the grid now, chasing down Fernando Alonso for P7. Unbelievable, we qualified P17, running a bit wide through the fast first sector, no penalty given, no time lost. We're still on the back of Fernando Alonso. Are we going to have a dive down up the inside, going down towards the hairpin? Let's find out. We're going to line him up.
We're looking good from the start.
Thank you, Jeff. We are indeed looking good from the start. It's a fantastic start by us. We're going to have a look down the inside into the hairpin. Are we going to get Hamilton as well? No, we're just too far back, but that is P6, no, P7. Sorry, P7 at the inside of Fernando Alonso, who just won't let go. Probably trying to gain some advantage with his Honda engine. Perez follows us through with that Mercedes power. Is Perez going to have a look at us down into the bottom of the hairpin? He is. He's alongside us, side by side as we go down towards the hairpin. We're hard on the brakes. Perez is still on our inside. There's a bit of contact made. You can hear the thud there, but Perez is through cleanly. And we are still in P7, chasing down Lewis Hamilton as we come down towards the final sector. Still on the back of Hamilton as we come through this fast sweeping almost reverse turkey turn 8 corner, and still on the back of Lewis. Flick it left as we go through that corner and down into the final turn. Have a look down the inside of Lewis, perhaps no, but are we going to line him up for the first corner? Sticking his slipstream as we start lap 2. Lewis pulls away a bit on the straights, but are we going to have a look under braking? Little look, yes we are indeed. Dive down up the inside of the brakes, get it slowed down just in time, turn it down into turn 1, and that's us up to P6. Chasing down Grosjean now through the fast first sector. Again, hear the undercarriage scrape along those orange curbs. Go green in sector 1. Right on the back of Romain Grosjean as we go down towards the hairpin, coming down towards the back straight. Sticking his slipstream, maybe have a look under the brakes, going down into the hairpin. Late on the brakes, get the car slowed down and turned in. We are indeed up into P5 now on lap 2, chasing down Danny Kvyat on the back straight, sticking his slipstream. Are we going to have a look down into the bottom of this corner perhaps? Let's have a look and see what we can do. We're probably just too far away to have a lunge on the brakes. Look at the gains we make as he's stuck behind Lance Stroll. We're now right on the back of Danny Kvyat going into the final sector. Are we potentially going to have a look coming down into this corner? No, we're too far back. Probably lining him up for the last corner to get him on the DRS straight. At this point, stick with him right in his dirty air as we come around this fast sweeping right-hander. Still in the dirty air, you can see the car squirming under braking. Are we going to have a look into the last corner? Yes we are, it's a late move, bit of contact made but no damage, and that's us up into P4. DRS enabled. Sorry to cut you off there, Jeff, but DRS is enabled as we go on to lap 3. We're now up into P4 from P13 on the grid in 2 laps. This is what a fresh engine will do for you as we go down into the sweeping fast first sector. Now that's a mouthful if I've ever heard one. Run wide a bit as we get in Lance Stroll's dirty air. Nothing much we can do about that. Are we going to have a look down into the hairpin perhaps? We're so much better than him under the brakes, and don't forget that we're also on the harder of the 2 compounds right now, which means we are in with such a good shot. As we have a look perhaps into the hairpin, no, but we are going to get DRS coming down this back straight. Let's see what we can do. Get right in his slipstream, get a good exit. DRS pops open. Are we going to be able to get him under the brakes coming down into this tight left-hander? We're alongside him, hard on the brakes. He locks up his front left, and we are through into P3 now to chase down Sebastian Vettel. So let's take a little breather and analyse where we are right now. So we're on lap 3, P3. We started P13 on the grid after engine penalties were applied to everybody else. Somehow we managed to qualify P17 and start P13. Don't ask me how. I don't know how the penalties were calculated in the end, but I know that we probably had the first penalties and then other people will have had more.
Has just entered the pits. He's in the pit lane right
Thank
now.
you, Jeff. So that moves us up into P1 on lap 8. So P1 lap 8, we're still not made a pit stop yet. No, we're stretching out this stint. I think we're coming in this lap, perhaps. We are indeed making our way down into the pit lane now. Make sure we get it slowed down, get the pit limiter on. Probably a bit early, but it's not going to cost us too much time. Now we need a quick pit stop from the boys in yellow now. As we come into the box, Verstappen flies past us, Vettel flies past us. Are we going to beat Hamilton out? I don't know. We're going to jump Hamilton in the pits. Thanks, Jeff. Put the ultra softs on. As we come out of the pit lane, Hamilton just goes.
To speed now. Let's get some heat into those
Yep, will do. Thank you, Jeff. So we're out. P9, lap 9, P4. Bit of an incident here. Nico Hulkenberg, our teammate, in fact, has spun collision with their line there, so he's got tangled up somewhere, and that brought the safety car out. So we've just made our pit stop. We're on the ultra soft tyre, and the safety car is out. The cars ahead are Verstappen, Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton, and they're all on the super soft tyres. So they're on the slower tyres. We're right behind them on the ultra soft. We've got a fresh engine.
Ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap. Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Right up the inside of Lewis Hamilton there, just after the safety car line. That was a key move. We're now up into P3. We've got plenty of rich fuel to use. Lap 13, P3. Chasing down Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel, who are scrapping with each other, slowing each other down, and we are on the ultra soft tyres. We've got enough fuel to run in rich revs till the end of the Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do. Coming through the fast section in sector 1, gaining every single corner as we go purple. On the back of Sebastian Vettel, we're going to maybe be in his slipstream for the back straight, but he's also going to have DRS. Are we both going to be able to get past Verstappen as we come down towards the DRS activation point? Right about now, I think we are within 1 second. I think we are going to get DRS on this back straight. Make sure we get a good exit out of that hairpin. Stick in his slipstream. Do we have DRS? We don't. We're just slightly out of that activation zone, but stay in his slipstream because he does indeed have DRS and he'll be able to drag us forwards. That's great, Jeff, because there's only 1.5 laps of Grand Prix left, so good maths. Only green in the second sector, but we are so close now to the back of Sebastian Vettel, 0.7 seconds. Maybe have a look down into the final corner, I think is where we're going to be able to line him up. As we come through this sweeping right-hander in his dirty air, the car runs wide just a little bit. Quick flick left down towards the final corner. Car runs wide just a little bit, back end steps out. Have a look down on the brakes. It's a late lunge by Sebastian Vettel, and we've knocked the front half of our wing off, but we are going to have DRS, and we're not going to have DRS coming down the straight. We do indeed have minor damage to the front wing, it's just the front left part. Up the inside of Sebastian Vettel into turn 1, run him out of track, make sure the position is ours, and then down into the first sector again. Catch my breath as we come down into sector 1. Run wide just a little bit now with the loss of front wing. So now I don't think we're going to be able to attack Verstappen now unless we get DRS down the back straight. But now we have multiple world champions right behind us in the form of Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. We are in P2 on lap 14. Coming down the back straight, I think we're just too far away to get DRS on this, but we are still with plenty of fuel for rich revs running. And look at the distance we've already pulled out of Vettel. I don't think he'll be on the back of us and into this hairpin at the bottom. It also sort of looks like he's got some front wing damage too. That may have been from us or even from the collision with Verstappen. Vettel is nowhere near us as we come down at the end of the DRS straight, so I think that's P2.
soon.
think-
Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Thank you, Jeff. I think that's P2 guaranteed. As we come down, as long as we don't run too wide in this fast right-hander, we should be guaranteed P2 with a P17 qualifying position. What an excellent race, what an absolutely fantastic race. As we run wide coming down towards the final corner, probably run wide coming out of this corner as well, we do, but it is P2 for the USA Grand Prix.
Great drive, great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
So another fantastic victory for Red Bull today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Felipe Massa. For me, that was an outstanding...